All right, we're back. We're in the top of the fourth. Houston in the lead with 1. Right now, two of his batting with 2 balls, 2 strikes. And he got the hit. And gonna get grounded out. He's out. Damn, it was close. Anyway, so back to Todd. What were we talking about? We were talking about some funny things that may have happened. I forgot what we were talking about.
We got kind of distracted by Coco.
Yeah. We were talking about some of the history of some of the teams. Man, they just get in it just in time.
Just barely.
He's hauling butt, too. Look at him run. Could have had it, too.
If he concentrated more on running, just running and not focusing on the player, if he just...
He runs. No, hang on. He did what he...
He hauled, but he could have probably hauled a little bit more if he wasn't so distracted by the player getting the ball.
Yeah, but I think he had to run regardless. Yeah, he did his best. He was maybe off by like a fraction of a second.
Yeah, just barely.
Okay, so... Is there any baseball dreams you want to achieve going to one? Like, is there like one game you want to see? You already know about the Dodgers and the Yankees.
Mm-hmm.
Is there another one that you would like to see?
Another one I would honestly like to go see. Besides the Dodgers, the Yankees, and the Red Sox and the Yankees, would actually have to be the Dodgers and the Giants.
Dodgers and the Giants?
Definitely.
Who in the Giants are you wanting to see there?
Oh, well, I think it's actually, probably if he gets back to his pitching form, Madison Bumgarner, because Bumgarner is just an awesome pitcher. He's just pretty much the Giant, kind of like the Giants version of Kershaw, really, because Kershaw's an excellent pitcher, so is Bumgarner. They've actually both hit home runs.
Okay, so it seems like...
Some home runs, so...
So it's starting to sound like that you actually enjoy the pitchers.
I do enjoy a lot of the pitchers. I enjoy a lot of the hitters, too.
Okay, this is weird. They're booing one of their own guys. Who are they booing? Oh, no.
They're booing Gurriel.
They're booing us. I'm sorry.
They're booing Yuli for his comments, for the stuff he said about, and his action towards...
He didn't really say it. He just did a little...
He did
the eye squinting
He did the eye squinting thing, but he actually also said stuff about Yu Darvish. Yeah. He called him basically a Chino. A Chino.
You know what that means in Spanish?
It's Chinese.
No. Chino is a universal word for all of us, whether you're Japanese,
universal
Taiwanese,
Asian,
or Filipino. So a lot of people tend to say Chino and they think, right away, Chinese. So, and then again, also, there's no room for that in baseball, honestly.
There's really not, but some people don't agree with his 5-game suspension at the beginning of the season, which is kind of weird because usually in other sports, like basketball and football, if a player did the same thing Yuli did,
they're out immediately.
They're suspended for a game.
Okay.
During the playoffs.
Alright, just an update right now. It's starting to drizzle. It's starting to rain over there. So
it always rains in California.
This is the first time it's rained during the game.
It's a joke.
It's a joke. Have you been to California?
I've actually been to California once. It actually didn't rain. I went to San Bernardino for a weekend because my dad was actually over there working for a power plant with AES at the time. Mm-hmm. And I will tell you, if you ever get a chance to go to California, especially San Bernardino area, it's something about California that makes it so relaxing. Like I will admit, he just missed that ball too. He probably just missed a home run by not very much. He probably hit a little up higher on the bat. But if you do ever get a chance to go to California, like here, like you almost feel like this pressure, like on your shoulders once in a while when you're living here. But when you go visit California, oh my god, I was so relaxed.
Yeah, I was there for a week.
For the weekend, I honestly didn't want to leave.
Where are we at?
Still 1-0.
Still 1-0. It's their turn to bat.
Okay. What inning?
5th.
Bottom of the 5th, I believe.
Bottom of the 5th.
4th or 5th.
Yeah.
I think it's the 5th. But it's just so relaxing out there. You know, you just don't want to leave. You don't want to come back.
Whenever I was in California, it was beautiful weather all the way throughout. When we left, it was early in the morning. It was nice, cool, and breezy. When we made it back to Houston, it was dark. It was scary. It was humid, and it was raining. And it was a pretty bad. It was pretty I'm like, I don't want to come back. I don't want to go. And my mom was here. My mom went with us. It was my mom and my brother and myself. Well, my brother stayed because he was in the military. But it was my mom and myself. We were there. We were like, my mom goes, let's stay over here. Let's stay. Let's stay in California. And I go, we can't. I'm like, why not? You're married, and my fiance is back at home. And she's like, oh yeah. So yeah.
And plus it's
so we came back for love.
Plus it's kind of expensive in California. And plus you have earthquakes.
Yeah. Did you hear today? I think there's a post saying that California's be divided in 3 sections. For real. I mean, for real.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Are you sure it wasn't like fake news?
No, it was off of ABC 7.
Huh?
It was Northern California, Southern California, and then California.
That's weird.
It's 3 sections.
You know, California's not really the biggest state, though. I want to say it's actually Alaska, an area. Alaska's the biggest state.
You know that's a lie. That's Texas, buddy.
It could be Texas.
You're in our house, buddy. No, but you know what I mean, though. Like, it's the history of baseball, what it is then, and what it's leading up to now. You know, we now know who you want to see in baseball games. You know your goals in baseball. Have you actually ever played baseball?
Yes, I actually was in Little League Baseball.
What series, champ? What?
We won some, like, the Little League team I was part of, I believe it was the Mini Mets. We actually, yes, I know it's kind of lame, you know.
Well, it was better than mine was. I was in the Angels. The Big Town Angels. Yeah. It's pretty funny.
But yeah, like my early on with the Mini Mets, we actually won championships.
Huh?
Baytown what?
I was with the Baytown Angels. Yeah, and Todd was in the Mini Mets.
The Mini Mets, and then we had the kind of the major league thing, which was the Tigers. But we did really well with I did really well with the Mini Mets. You know, it was fun. I actually kind of had a nickname when I was in the Mini Mets. We called Mr. Triple, because pretty much almost every game, at least one time a game, maybe 2 times a game, I actually hit a triple. They started calling me Mr. Triple after that.
Wait, was it because in Little League the rules are more relaxed than if you hit the ball and you just ran 3 bases just for the hell of it?
A little bit. It wasn't really more relaxed, really.
It was actual baseball.
It was actually baseball, except our coach, like in the minis, our coach would pitch to us.
Oh, okay.
But,
okay, Mr. Cooking.
So
that's a good nickname to have.
It was a little fun, you know, and then I got up to the majors with the Tigers. We did win some championships as the Tigers, but then later on we just kind of ended up finishing last most of the time. But it was a lot of fun.
But you enjoyed playing baseball?
I enjoyed playing baseball. I actually hit an inside park home run when I was on, I believe when I was on the Mini Mets, I think it was, or the Tigers. I don't remember which one, but I actually hit an inside the park home run.
Okay.
It was kind of funny the way it happened. It was kind of on a ground ball to first. Yeah, it was on a ground ball to first. I think my coach actually told me to stop at first because the first baseman practically almost had the ball in his glove. I just rounded first. I just kept going. To second. And the second baseman was like really tall for the opposing team. And their shortstop was like literally really short. It was literally a shortstop. He was super short. And he
lived up to the name.
He lived up to the name. He literally stood right behind the second baseman, backing them up instead of backing up further in the field. So the first baseman overthrew the second baseman, believe it or not, out in the outfield. I kept running around third. I actually got in a little bit of a rundown. And then when I noticed the ball went past home plate, I scored.
You just ran.
I just ran for an inside the park home run. So that was probably about the only home run I ever hit in Little League, period.
But that's actually pretty cool, though. No, imagine seeing it in the park home run in these games, like in major leagues. It's like, to me, I like seeing the fact that it's more of it's an oddity.
It's
an oddity, but in a good way, because it gets exciting. Because baseball tends to go, you throw the ball, they hit the ball, and then there's a small sequence. There's like short sequences every single time, but it's rare that you see a sequence last more than at least a minute.
Yeah,
where they're running back and forth, and it looks like they don't know what they're doing, and they're like, "What do I do? Do I keep going? Do I stop? Where do I go?" And it's pretty funny.
Just keep going.
Yeah, keep going. But it's funny. It's funny to see that.
And actually, I believe the only thing that's less of an oddity than inside the park home run is actually a perfect game in baseball. Like the entire existence of baseball, there's only been 23 perfect games.
Perfect games meaning like the pitcher just strikes out everybody. It's either strikes out or gets them out without them getting
ground out, fly ball without getting a hit. Without getting a hit, no errors, no walks.
Because sometimes they'll hit the bat, they'll hit the ball and it'll be up in the air for a pop fly and they'll catch it. They're not on base. So it's been 23. Most recent one has been a while, hasn't it? It's been a while since the last one, right?
Yeah, it's been a while since the last one. I can't remember exactly who. This is the last one who threw a perfect game.
Okay, right now, bottom of the fourth, Verlander just struck out his sixth batter. 2 outs already. Verlander's pitching really good right now.
Yes, he is. Hill's also pitching well. He just
Hill's doing just as good as Verlander right now.
He just had that little hiccup to Correa, but other than that, Hill's pitching good. And even what's more or less of an oddity than a perfect game in the regular season is actually a perfect game in the postseason. That was only pitched by Don Larson in the 1956 World Series.
In the postseason.
In the postseason, during the World Series, it's the only one. It's the only perfect game in World Series history.
Okay, so as of right now, Verlander does not have a perfect game because somebody already got on base earlier.
Yes.
Okay, so he's already out. And of course, the Dodgers don't have one because we scored on them already.
Yeah.
So it shows how rare that it happens. So we talked about the good things about baseball. I want to talk about the bad things about baseball. Has there been any times that you've been upset, whether it's been by like a brawl broke out, that it affected your team, or bad call decision by if they traded somebody? Has there been a time that you said, "I hate baseball right now"? For you knowing as much information as you know, there hasn't been at least one thing that has bothered you. If you have plenty of time to vent here.
The one big thing that always is how the umps have like different size strike zones. Normally your normal strike zone is from the letters to the knees. Anything above or below that,
it's a ball. Right?
It's supposed to be a ball, and anything that does not catch the corners of the plate are also supposed to be balls. But all these different and I understand they have they have preferences and they have their preference for strike zones, different size strike zones, and all that. I just kind of wish we kind of had a little bit more unified strike zone.
So you mean by you mean the umpires, correct?
By the umpires, yes.
Yeah, okay. Because what you're saying is like on the jerseys themselves, the name of the team being like almost to the nipple height, I like to call it.
Yeah.
And then from there to like going hollow to the belly button.
Going to the knees.
To the knees.
Between the knees and the letters.
Okay. We need to look at that right now whenever they go back into, when they start swinging again. We need to look at the square and see where it lands on the shirts. Because what you're saying is that you mean like leniency towards the strike zone?
They have
or because I think they have it like that for a reason.
It really depends. Like, it's mostly Major League Baseball says each umpire is different with their strike zone. I mean, I guess the letters in these is supposed to be the way it is actually, but it really completely depends on the umpire, really, because you could have something slightly below the knees and the ump will still call it a strike. Sometimes, like, one ump may call it a strike, but then another ump may call it a ball.
Okay.
Depending on who's the home plate umpire at the time.
So what bothers you is consistency.
Consistency, yeah. I mean, I've seen pitches that have been like a foot outside, not even crossing the plate, and the umps called them strikes for some reason. Don't know why. I mean, I know there's a lot of people that may agree with me on that. Some people may disagree with me on that after they listen to this podcast.
Oh yeah, you're making a lot of friends right now.
Yeah, I'm making so many friends.
Yeah, no, but it's good because you know the craft of baseball. You know what you're talking about, and it shows because. And the only reason I knew in the first place to even ask you any baseball questions in the first place, you post throughout the season on statuses when people don't even care.
They don't care.
They don't care.
I know a lot of people don't care.
But I look at it. I don't even like the post. I just say, Todd posted about baseball. Yep, we're in the middle of the fall. but it's nothing like that. It's more of like I'm like, okay, Todd's well more invested in this than what a lot of us are. And now that we see our home team in the World Series, all of a sudden everybody else is like experts. And oh my God, okay, run base.
McCann just hit a single out to right field.
Top of the fifth. No
Top
outs.
of the fifth, no outs.
He was doing okay. I'll
That's
give him that.
alright.
And here's the thing too. I've been biased on the teams too, because like whenever I made a highlight video of Game 2, I wanted to win Game 5, but I haven't had a chance to do it. But the highlight video of Game 2, I tried to make sure that I got to cover not only what Astros did, but what the Dodgers did, because the Dodgers, I'm giving credit where it's due. They done some really risky things.
No, yeah.
And one of the riskiest things that they did was like to actually tie the game at the end of Game 2, to actually to give it that little tying run, that to make it go into extra innings. That was impressive. So I was like, okay, I gotta give him credit because, and people were like, there's like, oh man, we lost and this and that. I'm like, guys, these are two of the top teams in the entirety of baseball right now. The cream of the crop on both ends from the National League and the American League.
Which is rare. Which is very rare to have the two top teams in both leagues.
And it's it's fun. It's fun to see it because we get to see what they're made out of, and it's been going back and forth. I never thought that I'd be more invested in a game where I watched Game 2 and I was feeling a little discouraged, and I'm like, man, it's hurting. They're making it hurt. Oh, it's fair. You know that, okay?
Gonzalez just hit a fair
McCann's
barrel
on third. Oh, McCann. We need to switch him out.
McCann, it's been known that a lot of catchers do not run that well.
Well, McCann did pretty good.
He went from first to third.
Hit right now.
McCann. No.
Gonzalez.
It's a clean hit, too.
Just out of the reach of the third base
Literally
glove.
Barely.
Just.
It barely hit the...
And Turner's a very good third baseman, by the way.
Go. Get that toy away. You know what? You know what player gets me nervous from the Dodgers side? Forsythe.
Forsythe is pretty good. It's kind of an unusual thing. Most may say like Puig or Bellinger.
Because this is what I noticed too in the beginning of the World Series, okay? Beginning of this series. When they did Game 1, they're introducing the players. And Mara and I were getting ready to watch the game. And when they were introducing the Dodgers, I noticed that they were booing one of their own guys. And I'm like,
You're very mean.
I'm like, they're booing a guy named Puig. I'm like, I had no history with Puig, right? I don't know what it is. But it turned out that, and because of Fox Sports 1, they actually said that they believe that the Dodgers made a mistake in getting Puig in the first place. Because he hasn't been doing all that great.
It's not like
Yeah. Yes, it's the African American. I think it's Dominican.
Yes. Yeah. I think he's from Dominican Republic.
Yeah, and
There's a lot of baseball players.
So they're hating on him. And it wasn't until game 2 that the hate sort of went away, because two things happened.
Hit the home run.
Two things happened. One, there was a catch that he was trying to get to, and that he dove at, and he was close. He dove. Literally, he missed, and the ball bounced out and went out of the gate. And he was upset, and you could tell he was mad.
Oh, yeah.
And the people that were there from his whole team noticed that, okay, he really is trying. He's really trying to do good. And then it wasn't until where it, foul ball. Okay, cool. It wasn't until getting towards in the late innings, we hit the homer.
Kind of make up for it.
To make up for it.
He's wanting to make up for the catch he missed.
Yeah, but that was before. Like that was, of course, that was after that. But what I'm saying is that the Dodgers, they're a very hurtful team. Like they're fans.
They can be. Fans can be anywhere.
There's a lot of Dodgers out there.
Well, they are in LA.
I mean, oh yeah, they're.
By the way.
Yeah, Myra.
Yeah. Todd, my question.
Oh, Myra has a question.
Has there ever been a Grand Slam in the World Series?
Yes, there's actually been a couple Grand Slams, actually. I know,
What's the most memorable that you...
I want to say, I think actually when the Yankees hit one in, I don't know if it was, I think it was against the Braves. I don't remember which Yankee hit it, but yeah, he hit a very memorable Grand Slam, and it actually got the Yankees the lead after being down like 2-0, I think it was.
Alright, so Myra's question was the most memorable Grand Slam in Todd's opinion that he's actually seen? And Todd's answer again was it was with the Yankees against Atlanta, but he's not quite sure who did it.
Yeah.
But just the fact
it was in the World Series.
It was in the World Series.
Yeah.
What's the craziest play you've ever seen in the World Series?
Not the craziest play.
Defensively or offensively, doesn't matter.
I wouldn't say it. That's a good question. I've seen quite a bit of World Series games. I would actually not necessarily.
He's next. What if he gets in the base and then his finger hits?
It'll be
a Grand Slam.
It'll be a Grand Slam.
It'll be a good chance. See, look, Todd, and what you just saw from Myra right there, she's been watching her brother play for years. But since he hadn't played in a while, she kind of forgot some of the rules
and everything.
But
she remembers Grand Slam.
But she remembers Grand Slam. She remembers the situations that they're in, and it's kind of hot. I'm telling you that right now. but like it's cool because I like the fact that she actually knows.
I like baseball. This is like my favorite.
She likes baseball more than soccer.
More than anything.
Oh, why'd you swing? Alright, 2 hours. Okay.
Springer, come on.
But I don't know if it's the craziest World Series play. I think the craziest play I've seen was actually Derek Jeter actually had some.
I don't know why I keep thinking they're in Houston.
Momentum going after a catch.
Yeah.
And he actually literally dove into the stands to keep from going like up over the wall, and he actually came out with like a mark on his cheek and freaking blood gushing down.
Yeah.
It was that play was insane.
They walked Springer.
The intentional walk. The new intentional walk.
Oh,
he can hit too.
Okay. I think because of the fact that they walked.
Could they walk him again and then they score?
Look, because they can do that.
Yeah.
Because of the fact that they walked Springer, right now the head coach of the Dodgers going up there, they're probably take him out.
The coach.
That's his choice. Like to say if he wanted to walk him.
Roberts. It's manager's decision.
What kind of sign did they give them to walk?
Just
wait. They're booing.
They tell them that?
They're booing him. They're booing that they actually are sending him out.
Yeah, because they still want to see him pitch. Because they haven't seen any.
He was doing good. Okay, and they're giving him a big ovation. Okay.
So what sign did they give him?
I think it's just 4. They just hold up 4 fingers and tell him to go ahead and walk.
That's the sign to go.
Yeah.
But they're mainly the reason why they are pulling Hill right now is it's possible that the next pitcher the Dodgers are bringing out actually has more success pitching against Bregman than Hill has. It's either that,
there's a possibility,
or it's just the advantage of righty versus righty.
Because like it's interesting right now because that's the fact that they walked them, and I know it's a tough call. Especially if you, now that the base is loaded.
It's kind of a tough call, but with the way Springer has been hitting the ball, like
it's a good call.
It's a very good call to make. To just go ahead, first base is open, go ahead and walk him. Go ahead and walk him, then that way they don't have to bother pitching to him, which is actually, the intentional walk is one of the rules my mom absolutely hates. She hates the intentional walk. She's like, if you're not going to pitch to him, then why bother being a pitcher? Why are you in the game pitching?
That's
if you're, you know.
But that's strategy.
It's strategy.
It's
exactly.
strategy, and then not only that, it pushes the hands of the Astros now. And they're like, okay,
I agree with your mom. I think they should take that out. Rule out.
That's true. Well, it's because you say that now. Like you say that now, but because
we're not doing it.
Because we're not doing it. We I don't think I've seen the Houston Astros do
exactly
it recently.
Exactly. We can just go all out.
Yeah. I don't think we've done that. Maybe once. Maybe once in the entire whole series. My wife, go big or go home. You know, but it got to the point where it's like that's a tough call to make. The pitcher made that call, right?
No, the manager is the one that makes the call for the intentional walk.
Okay, so it's not just the pitcher. So it's not the pitcher. It's not the coach. It's the manager.
It's the manager.
And the manager is like in the bullpen.
The manager's in the dugout.
Okay.
The manager's in the dugout with the rest of the team.
So what the manager does is he
decides.
He decides. Okay, so
that's my question.
And I will say, and look, he did pretty good.
He did pretty good. But
he's mad.
He's upset.
Aww.
He didn't think he should be taken out at this point. He really, really wanted to pitch to Bregman.
He wanted to make history.
It's either Roberts. It's either this pitcher has the.
Even Morrow in? That's the one that messed up on game 6. The reason that we had like all the scores run.
And here's the thing: they think it's either Bregman doesn't have a very good average against Morrow, or it's more of the advantage that Morrow has on the right-handed hitting Bregman.
I think he can do it.
I don't know. It's kind of like, we're gonna watch this sequence right quick.
Let's pray, Coach.
Full bases loaded. Top of the 5th. 2 outs, 1 strike. Oh, you have to jump over.
But here's the reason.
Okay. Okay, so we got to ground out. They did what they're supposed to. They tried.
And here's the reason. The other reason is that whether it's righty versus righty or lefty versus lefty.
We're still 0-1.
Yeah.
1-0.
Yeah.
1-0. Yeah. It is very hard for, like, say, righty versus righty. This is going to be the same thing for lefty versus lefty. It's very hard for a right-handed batter, depending on the angle that the pitcher throws the ball at, to see what pitch is coming. Because they can't see how the pitcher's gripping the ball. So when they release, the only time they know what's coming is when the pitcher releases the ball.
Yeah.
And by the time, that's actually less distance for them to be able to react to the ball. Unlike the right-handed pitcher versus left-handed batter matchup, that batter's going to see what's coming. He sees that grip on the ball as the right-handed pitcher throwing it, and it's the same for vice versa.
Man, that's crazy. So that was a good call on the Dodgers.
Very good call on the Dodgers part.
That was a good call that, it could have possibly been a whole lot of runs scored by us. But a call that nobody else was very happy about. Especially Hill. Especially with Hill. But the pitcher that they put in there, Morrow, he was the reason why we won Game 6. Because we were at a standstill, and then we just started hitting him the ball over and over and over and over. And he wasn't even supposed to pitch in that game.
No, he wasn't. But desperate times call for desperate measures for some managers.
Yeah. So the good thing is that they kept from more runs added. if you're a Dodgers fan.
Mm-hmm.
You're an Astros fan.
It sucks.
They screwed up our entire mojo.
It sucks.
So it's been very like. I never thought I'd be stressed about baseball.
Yeah, baseball can be very stressful sometimes, especially when it's your favorite team's season that's on the line. Like at the moment right now, like pretty much with this 1-0 lead, the Dodger fans feel like their season's on. Even though it's 1-0, they feel like their season's on the line.
That's how baseball is, because you can score the first inning and then not score at all in the rest of it.
Yeah, exactly.
But I noticed that in the last few games, well, except for last game, of course, like Game 6, in the last few games, we've been scoring later in the end. Or if they would score in the beginning, we would eventually start scoring.
Yeah.
So it's very interesting as far as who's going to get the advantage. I thought LA was going to take Game 6. By the way that they were going, because they're doing what they're supposed to. But then we started coming back.
Yeah.
And then we took the lead.
No, that was Game 5. This is Game 6.
Oh, Game 6, I mean. I'm sorry.
This is game. You're talking about Game 5.
They hit the ball. Pop fly.
And
Nice.
Reddick. Nice catch by Reddick, by the way. Puig gave it a ride, but it was not enough.
Yeah. We need to do this more often, Todd.
It's a lot of fun.
We need to do this more often. It's like we're commentating over the game.
Football, basketball, whatever. You know, it's fun.
We need to play the entire game. Like, I think on YouTube they do like, you know, like the full broadcast. I think on Facebook, all it is like the commercial breaks and all that.
Yeah.
And then we would just continue just us talking throughout the commercials, like podcast over it and all that. That'd be kind of neat. But then I get copyright strike and
probably
I probably lose my YouTube channel. But
that's why we make a fake YouTube channel.
I need to find another video service that would allow me to put whatever I want on there.
And that's very tough because a lot of these video services are very strict copyright most of the time.
I heard that Daily Mojo. I heard that Daily Mojo is not really as strict. That one looks cool. I like that one.
And then Iron Man story.
I think it's funny that Halloween's the only time that you see like your favorite superheroes be inside of a shopping cart.
It's true. It's so true.
So,
but
Verlander got 1 out, 2 balls.
No strikes. Peterson's up.
Pop fly.
Oh, Peterson knows.
Yeah.
Peterson knows he probably actually.
Oh, nice catch.
Was not too far from a home run. You know, he got too much underneath that ball, and this is the reason why he's kind of upset right now.
Yeah, this is like very stressful for LA right now, especially now that they're down 1.
Especially when it's getting closer and closer to the 9th inning.
Right now, Verlander's doing a good job.
Especially the way Verlander pitches. He can go. He can go to the 8th. He can go to the 9th.
The way they're hitting the ball like they're barely nicking it.
Yeah, that's what Verlander does. You think you may be able to get a good hit on the ball, good contact on the ball.
Nice.
But then you're either just missing it or you're too much underneath the ball.
Okay, so the strikes you're talking about from the letters into their knees.
Yes. It's
so,
usually.
Let's say so. Basically, it's from the knee. Actually, it's like to the knee to the number.
It's usually supposed to be about, depending on the height of the batter, really, but commonly it's supposed to be from the letters to the knees.
Man, they really putting the camera on Hill.
Or in Altuve's case, from the shoulders to the knees.
This is cute. Couple
Yeah.
She's pregnant. She's Winnie the Pooh.
Who is?
And then he's Christopher the
Walken?
Christopher Robin.
Yeah, the friend.
You keep calling him Christopher Walken. Well, who is that?
My friend. The one that her baby had passed away.
Oh.
She's Winnie the Pooh. She looks like Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah, that's cool.
With the belly.
Christopher Walken. No, Christopher Robin.
But
I gotta have more cowbell. But yeah, it's that's like a tough decision to take out Hill.
Very tough.
A lot of the fans actually felt that Hill was doing good.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, I'm not gonna lie, I think he could have actually struck out Bregman.
He probably could have. Springer or
either or.
Possibly could have.
I felt like he could have.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like he could have because it's I do understand what they did the call to keep is either you beat down by 4, or be down by 1.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a good call on the Dodgers end.
Whether be down by 1 than be down by 4.
All right, so there's 2 outs, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Bottom of the 5th, Verlander's pitching to the one guy I'm afraid of in this whole team for some reason. It's Forsythe.
Forsythe's gonna break out at any time.
I don't know why, but he's been doing so good.
Interesting talk about taking out pitchers. My most actually favorite moment of all time. I wish I remember what team the Yankees were playing against, but this was back when Joe Torre was actually managing the Yankees, and we had Mike Mussina pitching, and Joe Torre was actually on his way out of the dugout to take Mussina out. Mike Mussina saw him come out of the dugout. All of a sudden, Mike Mussina started pointing towards Joe Torre, going, No, get back in the dugout. Sit down. Mike Mussina made Joe Torre sit back down in the dugout.
So there is footage.
There is footage. Yes.
Okay, so what happened after that? Did he do okay?
He did good. He got out of the inning, and it was like crazy. It was just so, but it's just so hilarious. If you ever get a chance, type in Mike Mussina. Probably more likely telling Joe Torre, no, get back in the dugout, or get back in the dugout, Torre, or something like that. I mean, it was just like impressive. It was just like hilarious. That's me and my mom's like most favorite moment in baseball.
Nice. Struck out.
And Forsythe is down on strikes.
Man.
Fred asked this question. Does anyone know how to fix an HDMI port on a TV?
Who was asking the question?
A friend. She used to work with this.
Well,
it got all the way pushed in. You know how this has the outlet?
She broke it, but how many other HDMI ports does she have on the TV?
She says she has other ones, but they already are being used.
Well, she can just unplug them and swap one out. Just swap one out that's not being used.
Yeah, because she broke the other one.
Because she broke the other one, and because the other one's taken, doesn't mean she can't use the other one. She can just swap them out.
She needs to use them for whatever she wants to do.
But if she's
what is she doing?
If she's just watching TV, then she just needs to swap them out and just switch the source to whatever.
Is there a such thing where you can connect one and you have multiple HDMIs to connect?
You can. But it's not really recommended.
Yeah, it's not.
It won't fit. If she's using them more than one slot array that are close to one another.
That's all you got.
Yeah, that's all you got.
Yeah. Should tell her to use another HDMI port for now.
Tell her to swap it. Like, what did she do wrong? Ask her.
I don't know.
But
tell her if you can't fix it, because like if you push it in all the way, and if she switches with another device to see if it works, then the cable's bad.
Yeah, it could be the cable.
If she puts it in too far, she might have messed up the port.
Yeah.
Man, we just became tech people in 5 seconds.
I've always been kind of a tech person, but
does your parents rely on you to set up a lot of their tech? My parents do the same thing.
Yes, they do. That's the main reason why my parents keep me around most of the time.
Oh, well, that's why you can't get away with them.
I think they would be absolutely lost without me if they didn't have me around to help them out with their tech.
What is this devil box that we keep in your pockets? That's a phone? Oh.
My mom still refuses to go to a smartphone. She still has the old flip phone.
I understand why.
My mom does too.
It's easier, but the way that I see it too is like my grandma's using a smartphone. She has an iPhone, and she loves that thing because it's like she gets to connect.
Which most people know how I feel about iPhones. Most of my friends.
Yeah. The fact that she's using a smartphone is actually pretty cool.
It's pretty impressive.
Yeah. So she knows I use a smartphone, and not only that, things that she needed help with, I help connect, of course. Like say her cable went out or something, and I was there to help connect boxes.
As we went to completely baseball chat to tech talk.
Yeah. So right now there's a commercial. We're looking at Pepsi. It looks like
pizza.
What kind of pizza? It looks like
pepperoni pizza. I don't know if it's Little Caesars or what kind of pizza.
It is like Little Caesars.
It could be.
Nope, they didn't show what it was.
Which
were sponsored today by Little Caesars.
Not really, but that's what we're having, so.
He's that bad. He's like, oh, thank you, beautiful, thank you.
But, yeah, so.
You're not playing right now. So, right now, we're going to be the top of the 6th, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
Because it was the bottom of the 5th.
Yep, it's top of the 6th right now.
I know in baseball there is no lead that is ever safe. I know that for a fact.
Exactly.
But if there has to be a lead that you would feel comfortable with, what would that number be?
I would have to actually say, maybe, to be honest, the most, like, it usually has to be probably about a 15-run lead, maybe the most safe. Because I don't think anybody's ever come back from 15-0. I mean, there's some teams that don't come back from 8-0 even. But, as I say, it just really depends on how good your bullpen is and all that. So.
I'm thinking about the party.
Oh yeah, I saw that, yeah. I didn't tag you in it, I just posted it. But, honestly, I would feel comfortable with 16-point lead.
16-run lead.
16-run lead. You know why? Because that would be 3 Grand Slams. 4 Grand Slams, I'm sorry. 4 Grand Slams. And
Oscar's got to learn math again, folks.
I'm watching the game, I'm talking about that. 4 Grand Slams, and even then you'll still be tied with the opponent.
Yeah.
Honestly, how I feel. A lot of these, like, a lot of the leads I've seen, like, the highest up was maybe up from game, I want to say 4?
You need somebody you're comfortable with you.
Huh?
I'm pretty comfortable with you.
Game 4 would be, like, that's when the Dodgers won by, like, how much? It was 8-1 or something?
Something like that.
It was 8-1. And that was, like, mostly, like, I felt, okay. Then we started hitting the ball then. You're like, oh yeah, we're hitting the ball. We're going further and further. And then we got out and the game was over. But for that weird moment, you're like, you give yourself that weird hope. We can still come back. And honestly, that's what we've been seeing since that game. And the Astros barely edging out the Dodgers.
Yeah, they've barely edged out the Dodgers a lot of games. And the vice versa, the Dodgers have barely edged out the Astros too, something.
Yeah. So right now, Morrow's pitching to Altuve. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And we're looking at a picture that... Did you ever read that in like the Sports Illustrated?
I did not see that Sports Illustrated.
Okay, they called it since June that the Houston Astros were going to win the World Series.
That's insane.
Oh.
We usually... Sometimes we know what happens when somebody is... Like... has predicted certain teams as World Series champions or has released World Series merchandise. 61 to never and 62 to never.
Yep.
But, like, I wouldn't have probably, if I was Sports Illustrated, I probably really wouldn't have called the Astros as 2017 champs because sometimes stuff goes wrong during the World Series. I mean, it could... You know, I mean, back in 2009, I think it was a Macy's in Philadelphia, back when the Phillies were playing the Yankees. They already took out a full-page ad for the Philadelphia Phillies as 2009 World Series champions. And it didn't happen. I mean, the Yankees ended up taking home the World Series that year, opening their new ballpark.
You know what's funny? The same series during the Yankees, during like game 7, I was at a school reunion, and they were running the commercial for what's going to be happening in the future. They kept featuring the Houston Astros being in the World Series, even though we hadn't even beaten the Yankees yet. like they were making that call that the Yankees were going to lose to the Astros, and it happened.
It happened.
But that's too bold of a call for a network station.
Too bold of a call for network station. I think that was even too bold of a call for Sports Illustrated. Really, because especially in June, because it could have been very possible that the whole team could have gone into a complete slump and just completely collapsed from June then on after that. So considering that, but the Astros have been very lucky, been a very good team. I know Keuchel was out for a little bit, but they still kept going, even with Keuchel out.
So right now, Yuli Gurriel is about to bat. 2 outs, 1 strike, top of the 6.
And there's a base hit.
It's a base hit.
Base hit with 2 outs. To center field by Gurriel.
Yeah. So Morrow he's totally redeeming himself right now.
Yes, he is.
Because considering what happened the last time he was pitching, Houston just ran off with it.
Yeah, pretty much. But Minute Maid Park is a very hostile territory. Really, with the crowd going and everything, it's hard for an opposing team to go into Minute Maid Park
on a new pitcher
and get the momentum going. The Yankees proved that. When the Yankees played in Minute Maid Park, they couldn't get anything going. But then as soon as they went to Yankee Stadium, it was like everything just changed. The Astros couldn't get anything going at Yankee Stadium.
It was vice versa.
It was insane.
Yeah, I haven't seen a game series go like that in a while. Because like I said in the beginning, like on paper you think, don't worry about him, he's go grab a bite. On paper you say, okay, this is what's gonna happen. Usually when you're at home, you're gonna win the game, right?
Usually.
But up until whenever that's happened, you don't really see it.
No, you don't.
And then with the Yankees and the Astros, that happened.
Yeah.
So that kind of begs the question: what would have happened if the schedule would have been reversed and the Yankees would have ended at the last game?
Would have ended in Yankee Stadium.
How would you feel? How would you feel about it? Because I didn't know how the games ended up the way that they are. Like, what determines who gets to play first and whose turf? Because I do know the Astros were in the top.
The Astros had the best record.
Yeah. So does that affect to where they're going to be staying into the? I understand the standings, of course.
Yeah.
But does that affect where the games are going to be played at first?
Yeah.
Or is that
definitely.
So compared to the Yankees and the Astros. Astros had the better season.
Had the better record.
So because of that, what does that grant the Astros?
Home field advantage. That means games 1, 2, 6, and 7 are at Minute Maid Park.
Okay.
4 out of the 7 games are in Minute Maid Park.
So the better record determines who gets the better of the series. Okay. So let me ask this then. Currently what's happening with the Dodgers. Why are we playing the last games in LA?
Because overall, for the complete league record, for the best record in all of Major League Baseball, LA had a better record
over the Astros
than the Astros by 3 games.
Okay, so that's the reason why we're at where we're at now.
Yes.
So if that 3-game difference would have, say, swung in our favor, we would have been in LA 3 days in a row.
3, 4, and 5.
For 3, 4, and 5. Like Astros would have been first, and then LA 3, 4, and 5, and then we would have been back in.
More than likely, with the way the Astros have actually been playing, more than likely, we probably wouldn't have seen a game 6 if it was the Astros with the home field advantage. I'm pretty sure that I know the Dodgers, because I'm pretty sure that if it was the Astros in 1 and 2, the Astros would have taken games 1 and 2.
Okay.
And then, I think the Dodgers took, game 3?
They took game 3.
Took game 3.
No.
Or 4.
Oh, we got beamed.
Nice.
Why would you hit him? No, not nice.
Walk. The walk.
See, Myra's the kind of person.
I would let them hit me.
See, you hear that? You hear that?
Just don't hit me.
Exactly. She goes. She's like,
yeah.
When we're gonna get hit, she's like, oh my god, he's bleeding. And Myra being the only one. Yes.
Nice.
But yeah, it
probably got hit. Unfortunately,
I think it would have been different. I think it would have been pretty different because as I said, the Astros won games 1 and 2. I think, even though
are they going to put him to pitch? You thinking?
Yeah, he says he's available. Kershaw told the manager he's available.
He wants redemption, and he does feel that feeling like it's gonna be one of the games where possibly
and very possible.
Why does he pitches like that? Because he got a back injury.
Kershaw.
The way he pitches is weird.
I don't know if they changed the way he pitches.
Actually, Myra actually saw on a video
he has that leg action going.
Yeah, he looks like he's kicking a football right before he throws the ball.
Well, sometimes pitchers go through different transitions during their career, the wind-ups and everything, and they may.
Damn, he was about to hit him too. Just let him hit you.
They made
that would fill up the whole base.
They may have changed the way he pitches. I don't know if it's because of the back injury.
Why did he do his leg? Just let him hit. I would have been like, hit it.
But here's the thing.
Wait, is there a rule where if you let yourself get hit, can that be used against you?
Yeah, it can. You have to. Usually, if you get hit by a pitch, you have to do something to move out of the way. Like either jump out of the way, duck out of the way. Like what McCann tried to do was
move your head down.
Was turn away, move your head down. If you stand there and just let yourself get hit, then the ump could say, "Hey, you didn't move. You didn't even attempt to move out of the way. You're staying in the batter's box."
So basically, if he just stood there and he saw it and he could have moved and he just lets it hit him, the ump will say no.
It's very possible, but some umps that would tell them to take their base. It just depends. It's another judgment called by the umpire. Yeah. The actual rule is, you're supposed to move out of the way in some way.
Okay, moved out of the way. He almost got hit in the nipple. Well, he did. He had to scoot back.
Yeah.
Okay, so like for that exact example that you just said, he moved out of the way. Let's say if he did that and he still got hit. He would have gone on base. If he got a hit, like if it hit his bat as he was trying to move out of the way and actually landed in fair territory, then that's a live ball. Mm-hmm. Okay. And he would have to run to first. All right, so we have first and second base full, 2 outs, 2 ball, 1 strike, top of the 6. Watson pitching to Gonzalez. 3 balls and start. Okay, we have another chance of actually getting another bases loaded situation. Possibly. I'm calling it right now, Todd. If we do get another full base,
we're winning.
Now that we're winning, they're gonna put in Kershaw.
Probably, more than likely.
No, not Kershaw. Maeda.
Oh yeah, Maeda's pitched very well after Darvish went out.
Yeah. Oh, good catch! Nice catch by Utley. Old man Utley. That was a nice catch. Very nice catch. Give him that. That was clean. White boys can jump. Bink. How old is he anyway? He's pretty old. He's pretty old. I think he's almost for baseball years. Yeah, he's almost. I think he's close to 40. He's pretty old. In baseball years. I bet you if Dodgers win the World Series, he's retiring. More than likely. I bet you that. I mean, he has won a World Series with the Phillies in 2008. Oh, then he has no reason to retire. He's got a ring already. But 1 ring is not enough. Yeah. You want 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Doug. Doug? Who's Doug?
There's a guy at work.
Am I Doug funny?
No.
You look like... Maya's saying that you look like a Doug.
No. Me and Oscar agreed that if the Astros win, we're gonna go striking naked outside.
No. Hang
So
on.
you're gonna be witnessing.
No. No, I agreed if we ever scored a grand slam during the World Series,
You'll streak naked.
I will go outside streaking. And it's Halloween night, so that'll be my birthday shoot.
I will be videotaping us.
There isn't really a lot of trick-or-treaters in the hood right now.
Oh, great.
I only gave out candy to 2
So you want to
people.
witness that, Tom?
Todd will join us.
I think so.
It's cold outside though.
It's not.
It feels good right now.
Well, I may not enjoy Oscar, but...
Come on, Todd. Be nasty.
I'm kidding.
Be nasty. Of course you enjoy mine.
and folks, I will tell you right now, it would go up on YouTube. I may even add slow motion, you know, and the song. It may either be that song, or you make it,
About her little song?
Oh, she thought,
or you make it Baywatch.
She didn't know. She didn't know what the catcher was signaling to the pitcher. You know how they do the hand signals whenever they had their hand between the legs. Well, she was like, I thought he was tickling his nuts because he was like, what did you say? He went like this, and he went, he pointed one finger down 2 times. He's like, you want this? And then he goes,
That's the pitch sequence.
Yeah, all those are pitching codes.
It's like, you want it? Psych.
Yeah.
That's the order. That's the pitching sequence that the pitcher has. Like 1 could be fastball, 2 could be slider, 3 could be curveball, 4 could be split.
Well, they're all
fastball.
different varying pitcher, right?
They're all different.
They're all different. But with the fact that she saw that for the first time, she was like, "What is he doing?" I'm like, "He's tickling his nuts." It looks funny, and I was like, "Cause come on, like your mind tends to go there, even though you don't want it to."
Yeah, it's true.
All right, so right now the Dodgers have already gone through how many pitchers? 3?
3 or 4, I think.
That was the 4th one already. We still are using Verlander, and I believe if he goes through this inning, they might take him out.
I don't believe so. If he's still pitching very well, they're going to keep Verlander in. Because remember, Verlander went full 9 innings in Game 2 against the Yankees, despite throwing over 100 pitches.
Well, right now he's like he's already pitched like 71 times.
Pitch count. That's actually
it's a very good average.
A very good pitch count for where he's at right now.
Because you want to keep it under 100, right?
You want to try to keep it under 100, but he went over 100 in Game 2 of the ALCS against the Yankees.
Well, base hit.
It's a base. The only reason why they may take him out is if the Dodgers get a couple more runs here.
Mm-hmm.
Or get a couple more runners on base.
Yeah.
So,
well, I want to talk about something that I don't think a lot of people have really talked about. And the situation that happened with the Yankees against the Astros. The Astros defense. There have been so many times I thought the Yankees were going to score, and then for some reason the Astros managed to get the ball
oh my Lord.
at the last minute at home plate. Tell me what went through your mind when that happened. And walk us through it, because the same thing happened a night later, but it was the Astros' turn.
Yeah. One of them was, it was the throw from Gregorius to Sanchez, where I think it was Correa that came in with a pop-up slide, which is legal. Pop-up slides are legal, and it's not counted as interference, even though a lot of people think it should be. If Sanchez did not drop that ball, that runner would have been out at home, and there probably would have been extra innings to that game.
Because I felt that because when he got to second base, I thought he got in the way. Honestly, I thought that our player got in the way, but he ducked.
Yeah, he ducked at the last minute. As I said, pop-up slides are legal.
Yeah, he ducked. So I'm thinking, I think he realized the situation too, because if he would have gotten in the way, completely jumped like me, to where if they were head-to-head height, I would have seen the issue.
Yeah.
But even then, even though that he slid in there and he ducked in front of him, I think he still managed to be okay, I know I have to come in here. I'm still trying to make it to base. I do not want to hit the guy, and I do not want to mess up his side. So he's gonna have to throw it over me.
Yeah.
But even then, after he threw it over, because they were close.
Oh, yeah.
He was really close. He was really close to getting him out, but then it was just off by a fraction of hair.
Mm-hmm. Like there were some poor decisions by the third base coach for the Yankees.
Yeah.
Like sending Bird on a ground ball to third, sending him home. Why are you sending him home? You know, it would have been 2 outs with runners at second and third instead of 2 outs with runners at first and second.
I just had a 2.5-hour rant of Henry. I feel like I'm having the same thing with you right now.
But that's just my view. It's just sometimes it may be the coach's bad decision. Sometimes it may be the runners, because there's a lot of times where the runners will ignore the stop sign from the third base coach,
and they just go for it.
And sometimes it works out, and sometimes it doesn't. You know.
Okay. So whenever they said the Yankees were going to score in that situation, they did not stop at third. They went from second, went to third, and trying to go home. How did it feel to see him get out at home plate?
It was horrible. It was
such a clean play, though.
Such a clean play, but it was so horrible. Did not like it. It was just a bad.
It was cool, but you didn't like that happening against the team.
I didn't like it happening to my team. You know, as any fan would. Any fan would not want their team losing the game at home plate, or possibly tying the game. Yeah, basically losing the game at home plate. I mean, no fan wants to see that, a play at the plate to end the game.
And then the same thing happened with the Yankees when the Astros were about to score.
Mm-hmm.
The difference was we were able to score.
Yeah, exactly. And, you know, sometimes it works out.
We've managed to.
Other times it doesn't.
We have managed to be in positions where we had a full count. Not a full count. Oh, he hit him!
But
yeah, he hit him in the
and
foot.
See, and that's an example of a judgment call right there, being hit by a pitch, because you didn't see Utley move.
Look.
Utley didn't really try to move out of the way that much.
Okay, so what happens then?
See, and you see that he probably should have made Utley stay, because Utley really didn't show barely really any movement. All he did was go up on his toes, and that's it. And it's not really an actual move. It's not an actual move to try to avoid getting hit by the pitch.
Okay, there may be a chance they might take out Verlander.
No, they're just discussing. He's just seeing how Verlander's feeling right now. Sometimes coaches will go out and see how their pitcher is feeling.
Like
the manager. Yeah.
Okay, so as of right now, Verlander's still in. If they can do a double play, and that's what I enjoy what the Astros do, like when they do those double plays. Because they make it look so easy. So if he hits the ball to the left, you catch the ball in a little pop fly. Throw it to second and throw it to first. Triple play.
It depends. Right, but here's the thing. Runners at first and second. On a pop fly to the infield, they do not have to run. They can stay at their bases, and it's actually will be an infield fly rule. And it wouldn't matter whether once the infield fly rule is called, it doesn't matter if the fielder catches it or not. That runner, that the hitter will be called. It's going to be out. Period. It's not very rare. Triple play is another rarity in baseball.
Yes, but I love when it happens.
It's an excellent play when it happens. I mean, especially when it's like an unassisted triple play, which is insane. Yeah, personally, I think Utley should have been told to stay at first, but again, it's a judgment call by the umpire.
So we're watching it right now. See what's happening. He swung. Okay.
Swung. Probably should have actually kind of left that out there because it probably may have possibly been ball 2.
Actually, looking at it, it would have been ball 2. It went a little low too.
But the funny thing is with Verlander, most of the postseason, the umpires have actually been giving that to him as a strike.
Really?
Yeah.
You feel that's a conspiracy?
No, it's just. I mean, it did go over the corner. To tell you the truth, it did go over the corner of the plate.
It's fair. It's a base run.
Yeah, it's a run. Now you may see Hinch come in and take out Verlander.
Yeah.
This is what the Dodgers.
Now it's only one. This is only one run. It could have been way worse.
But I've seen pitchers be taken out because somebody has tied the ball game.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's possible Verlander could be taken out here. But it may be unlikely. But with 2 runners on base with nobody out right now, if the Dodgers get a couple more runs, you'll see Verlander out.
I think we're going for tomorrow's game.
No, still too early to call.
So, yeah. Young Corey Seager, he's got tremendous power.
Oh, he's been hitting the ball really good.
He's got pretty good power when he wants it. So, and now here the infield fly rule is not in effect because there's first base open.
And he's still pitching real good. Like he's getting the strikes.
He's getting the strikes. He's still pitching the high heat. He's still pitching up there. So, but yeah, he's rarely pitched out of the stretch tonight. It's been mostly out of the windup. But it looks like he's actually sticking with the windup. He's not changing his pitching motion. He's not moving to the stretch, which is kind of probably actually a smart move on Verlander's part. Only problem is if there's a runner on first and second base is free, that actually kind of gives the runner on first plenty of time to get a jump.
All right, this is a big gamble right now because they're keeping Verlander in.
At 83, yeah, it's possible. I mean, just a hit, and if those guys score from second, third...
If we manage to get 3 outs right now, we might see Verlander go.
Verlander will stay in.
He'll stay in. We'll probably see him go one more inning, and that the next time that there's like another little say slip up,
either hit batsman or they score a run.
Yeah, he's gonna be switched out.
He's gonna be.
He's already at 84 pitches.
Mm-hmm.
So we're watching carefully.
Oh, that's gone.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
It's going to be a run. Run's coming in, though. He must have just missed a home run. If he could have pulled that a little bit more down the line, you might have seen a home run.
You can still run it when you're in third?
Yeah.
Yeah, because the ball's at a distance. If you're comfortable running, you can still run.
Yeah, you can. It's tag it up.
If it's an out?
Yeah. Because what you can do is you can go back to your, say,
you let off. In first space.
Because you could have stayed on third.
But why can't you do that in first? That's just the rule.
No. What it is if it's a fly ball, what you actually got to do is you got to stay near your base. If it's caught, you got to go back. You got to go back to your base. You got actually, if you know it's going to be caught, you actually got to go back to your base and tag up. Tag the base first, then run. If that didn't happen, if the runner from third, if Utley just ran to third, and the guy Reddick caught the ball, Reddick could throw the ball to third
and get him out. But because he was already close to third already from the get-go, whenever he caught the ball, he could leave from that position going home.
Yeah, he
because the ball's still in play.
Yeah, he can go back and put his foot on third, and then after Reddick caught the ball, he can run and score. So.
Really interesting right now because right now Houston's trailing by 1. We got on third, 1 out. If Verlander's doing what he's supposed to.
He is?
He
I
is.
mean, he's pitching.
He's pitching real good. It's like eventually, like, I think because of what just happened in the inning, they might pull him out.
I mean, the Dodgers are now finally seeing the ball come, the way Verlander's pitching the ball, the way it's coming out of his hands. They're finally seeing what's going on with Verlander and are slowly figuring him out.
Yeah. So we're gonna see if he actually can hit the ball out of here, or if we can strike him out. No ball, 2 strikes. Pop fly. It's a foul, right?
Yeah.
It was a foul play, but we still got down.
Yep. And it prevented the runner from scoring.
I would have been surprised if he would have ran for that home plate.
Yeah, it's highly unlikely, but
I would have been surprised if he did. Oh boy.
Bellinger.
He's good.
He's very good. Mr. Bellinger's trying to become the second in the Bellinger family to win a World Series ring.
Really?
His father won World Series ring with the Yankees.
What year? Or how long ago, let's say?
About probably
80s?
10 years ago.
Really?
20 years ago, somewhere around there.
Oh. So we're down by 1. Hopefully we can keep it that way.
Yep.
We gotta strike out Bellinger.
His dad won the World Series with the Yankees in '99 and 2000.
Really?
Yep.
Back to back.
Back to back.
Oh, he swung for that ball.
And Corey Bellinger can also hit the ball. He came up a little later in the season than Judge did. Judge was in the season right out of the gate, but Bellinger did very well this year also with the home run balls and everything like that. He, if I remember correctly, he ended up second among rookies in home runs.
So is Bellinger a rookie this year?
Yes.
He is? Okay.
So is Judge. I mean, so. And last year was considered Gary Sanchez rookie year because you got placed. I don't know how many games you have to play, but you have to play a certain amount of games to be considered a rookie.
Yeah.
And the impressive thing about Sanchez last year, I think he almost won Rookie of the Year, really? Despite playing only playing a handful of games.
Strikeout. Okay. Wow, Verlander. Keeping it within 1. Wow. Alright, what time are you going to be here for the whole game?
Probably.
If they finish at 9? If
they finish at 9, probably.
Like 9 innings?
Yeah.
Because if they go to like 42 innings, you're about to stay here tonight.
I'm probably going to have to go home because I have to have a red shirt and be able to go to work.
I will make you. If the game goes too late, you can stay here tonight. I could actually have an alarm out here for you.
I have to leave super early.
That's fine. I'll be asleep.
But it's just, this game's been really, really good. Verlander's pitched a good game. Hill pitched a really good game. I understand why he was upset about being.
Hey, you gotta feel for him, dude.
Out early. Yeah, you do have to feel for Hill.
All things considered, technically Verlander did worse than Hill.
In a way, yeah.
Because
yeah,
2 runs scored on Verlander, 1 on Hill.
1 on Hill.
But if it would have been different, where if they actually did score on Hill, There would have been a much bigger difference than what there were now.
Yeah.
So Dodgers did a good call on that. I got it.
Yeah. But I think basically, but Verlanders were only giving up on a couple base hits. Hills was only run was given up on a home run.
Yeah.
Which kind of stings a little bit more than just a couple singles with 2 runs. But like I said, don't really want to count either team out. But I honestly, if this series goes to 7 games again, like it did for the Astros Yankees, we may have a lot of fans end up in the hospital after Game 7 if the Astros pull it out.
Yeah.
Because a lot of my friends are like, oh, this team's gonna give me a heart attack.
Yeah, I have family watching the series, and they're not even baseball fans, and they feel the stress of what they're doing, and I'm like, that's just by a casual fan. Imagine if you're a diehard fan of that team. You would be like you are with the Yankees. I'll give you that. Like just to be like, man, this is an insane series.
Yeah. I mean, like, I am a very diehard Yankees fan. Like, when I first moved down here, I had people that found out that I was a Yankee fan, and this is the line I always got. Why aren't you should be rooting for the Astros. They're the hometown team.
Well, you're not from here.
I'm like, I'm not from here. And they're like, you should still root for them. I'm like,
even then, even like right now, you're not even rooting for them. You're like, you're rooting for the Dodgers.
Yes, I'm rooting for the Dodgers, folks. But my biggest response to that was, in how many World Series championships have the Astros won? And it's, I always got the, so? I'm like, exactly.
Todd, that's your only go-to thing.
Championships matter. The amount of World Series rings actually matters.
How many Mexicans does the Yankees have? None. Thank you very much. No, don't look that up. Don't look that up. They're mostly Puerto Rican and Dominican, okay? There, I said. And a Japanese player. 3 balls. Alright, so now Watson is pitching to Reddick for the Astros. 3 balls, 1 strike. Our best scenario is that we get hit or they throw a ball. We just need to get on base. Ball 4.
That's not good.
That's not good. You might say goodbye to Watson.
Well, not for the Dodgers and Dodgers fans. But it's kind of good for...
okay, so I gotta ask you this. Have you noticed I've been more biased? Like, I have not, been saying...
you've been...
This is the kind of a kind of person I am for these teams.
Yeah.
Because I have to give respect to the teams whenever they do badass plays.
I mean...
And they're switching out the pitcher already.
Yeah, they're switching out the pitcher already.
Do you agree with that? Because do you agree with the amount of pitchers being switched out? Do you agree with that? Because the Dodgers did that where they're getting rid of people left and right. Mm-hmm. Do you agree with that?
I don't necessarily agree with it, especially the limited amount of pitchers that the Dodgers have. You're using up a lot of the bullpen, but yet you also got to consider, on the other hand, the Astros bullpen. The Astros bullpen has not been that great, except for the Red Sox series. But the Astros bullpen for the ALCS and so far the World Series hasn't been all that great. I mean, look how the ALCS, how they had to win Game 7.
Yeah. They
used 2 starters. They never even touched any of their arms in their bullpen. Because I believe personally that they thought if they went to their bullpen that the Yankees were going to win the game. that they had to go to their they had to use 2 starters to basically win that game.
I felt that the Yankees were going to use their best at the end of the game, but they kind of held back. But I'm like, why? Why would you even do that?
Yeah.
You get a few days rest to get back to 100%.
And that's the thing. The Yankees did use their best starting pitcher. One of their best in CC Sabathia that season, because after Yankees lost, including the postseason, CC was 10-0 with an ERA under 2, I believe. But
your white bag? Yeah, put it there.
But the fact that the Astros got to Sabathia early in the bullpen, the Yankees bullpen actually work that well in Game 7.
There hasn't been a home run today, has there? No, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we scored the home run.
Correa.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
I think Correa was the one that hit the home run. But the Yankees left 2 really good batters on the bench in the ALCS. You know, and Clint Frazier and Ronald Reyes. Ronald Reyes barely struck out at all during the season.
Well, we have Maeda on the mound. He's Japanese, isn't he?
Yes, I believe
okay,
so.
He is.
And Clint Frazier has one of the fastest bats. Has the fastest bat on the Yankees. I mean, a bat that would be able to keep up with Verlander.
Okay, but we were scoring off of Maeda as well in the last few games.
Yeah, I think not. I don't think in the game that they won in Houston. But I know Game 3. Yeah, Maeda did very good in Game 3. For the most part, and then the Astros started to hit off him in Game 3.
People don't realize the wild pitch can change the entire trajectory of a game.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
So just to see them actually throwing the ball to the catcher every single time is very impressive.
Yeah, I mean, as he said, wild pitch can change the whole game. We've seen game-winning. There's actually been game-winning runs that have come across the plate because of wild pitches.
Yeah, but you don't really expect.
No, you don't. You really don't.
It happens more often than not. It's just you don't expect it happening, and then it's up to you if you're gonna want to take that chance.
Yeah.
To take the base.
Exactly.
Because I think that happened. I think it was Game 2. When one of our guys, Maven, stole a base because of a wild pitch.
Wild pitch, yeah.
And because of him doing that,
everybody gets free tacos tomorrow from
yeah,
Taco Bell!
We get a free taco tomorrow, woo!
Just remember this, free tacos from Taco Bell. If you like Taco Bell, that is.
I love Taco Bell.
If you don't like Taco Bell, you should at least still go to get the free taco and just give it to a friend that loves Taco Bell tacos.
Thank you, Todd. Thank you for vouching for Taco Bell, even though I don't think you like Taco Bell. Do you like Taco Bell?
I'm not a big Taco Bell person, no.
Oh, I hate you already.
I'm sorry.
I love Taco Bell.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. But you know what I mean, though? It's like seeing a stolen base is like, that don't happen very often.
Especially stealing home.
Especially stealing home. Oh, he could have had that one.
Probably just maybe a little either ahead or behind them, depending on what kind of pitch it was. Looks like
the guy that's batting right now.
Split finger fastball. Yeah, he was a little Gaddis. I think is it Gaddis? Yes, it was Gaddis. Gaddis is a little behind on the pitch. Isn't he a catcher? Actually, as you noticed, if you noticed in this game, since you'll now be listening to this after this game's over, Verlander's done.
No, he got it. Okay, he's good.
But Verlander's done because Gaddis just
pinched. Gaddis ran? Okay.
Yeah, but Gaddis just pinched hit for Verlander. Number 9 spot's usually the pitcher spot. So he just pinched hit for Verlander. So Verlander's night's done. He is not coming back out
to pitch
the bottom of the inning.
So whenever they do like a pitch hitter kind of situation, that means they're no longer playing?
Both, yeah, a lot of the times it does. I mean, it's kind of weird because sometimes there's certain rules that may allow the pitcher to come back in.
Oh, look, replay. Oh, he made it.
He's safe.
I will give the Dodgers credit. They've been close at getting, and they've been getting the right calls on it because they've been getting it on time.
Yeah.
Beating us by fractions of a second.
It may be interference. They may be not calling the play calling for a replay at the play at first. They may be calling for interference. It's for them to check the replay for interference.
Okay, so
Reddick.
Okay, so situation: Reddick slid into second base and he accidentally got in the way of the second baseman.
No, there's a rule now because it's actually because of Utley. You have to, if the
Wait, would it be against Utley?
No. Interference would be against Reddick.
Okay, but that's what I'm saying. Because Reddick slid into him, and that's interference.
It could be interference, yes.
Okay, sorry.
Because they just said no interference. But usually the rule is
you can't get in the way.
If the second baseman if the player on second gives you a clear lane to slide into second, you're supposed to take that lane. But obviously they're not going to call interference on it. It was just kind of actually a good thing that Roberts did was kind of wanted to double check the umpires. But now that means
they're keeping him on check, basically.
They're keeping him on check, but now since he lost that challenge, though, the Dodgers have no more challenges left.
So they have no more challenges.
They have no more challenges. They usually get one. If they win the challenge,
they keep going with it.
They get one more challenge.
All right. So right now Springer's up the bat. That's a good pitch. Springer's back up. They're not gonna walk him this time. They're actually gonna.
They're pitching to him.
Yeah, they're pitching to him.
Yep.
So there's a chance where if he do get at least a home run, we'll take the lead.
Yep.
Or at least get closer to another. To at least getting another run in.
Yep.
Oh, too low.
But yeah. Going back, the whole Yankees now going the Astro side of these the games and all that. The biggest thing I don't understand is exactly why the Astros listened to Keuchel about pitching. At the point during the season.
Oh, that was close. He was close.
But
was that the second baseman?
It's shortstop.
The ball?
Shortstop.
It was shortstop?
Shortstop.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not seeing no two base here.
Yeah, he's there.
Yeah, he's there. No, they sent him home for game 8.
Huh?
They sent him to it for the night. He was being too Mexican. Even though he's not Mexican.
I have not seen him yet.
Well, he's going to.
Maybe I've been in the shower.
You've been in the shower, or you've been in the bed, or you got up. Yeah.
Wait, what happened?
They're pinch running for Gaddis. They're putting in a faster runner in case of Bregman gets a base hit.
Because that's what happened in Game 6.
Yeah.
Don't mean to Bregman. Oh, wow. Really? They're playing.
3 years old. He's really young.
And actually, I have cousins in Louisiana that are actually rooting for the Dodgers. But, Bregman went to college at LSU, which is my cousin's favorite college team all around for baseball, football, and basically anything. And since Bregman's from LSU, she does She does cheer for Bregman when he's up.
Uh-oh. He passed Coco the bottle top that he dropped.
Bottle.
He'll like you more if you
See,
do
thank you, my white supremacist.
But going back to the trade earlier,
to the
pitching trade, don't understand why the Astros traded for Verlander. Don't get me wrong, Verlander's been very, very good for them this season. For this postseason, especially now. But I would have rather have shored up my bullpen instead of going after a starter like Verlander. even though, I mean, the
Astros.
The Astros had a 20-game lead. Now, next season, if they're going to look to shore up their bullpen.
That's good. If it's like that, I mean, it's still recording.
Yeah. If they're going to shore up their bullpen, that means they may have to give up like a big prospect, or maybe even one of their big players to get a very good relief pitcher.
All right. So here's my question then: who is the relief pitcher then that you would have wanted to get? Because
there's so many good relief pitchers out there. That's the problem.
But that's what I mean though. Like who would you want to have? You have to give us that. Like who would you have like to actually be
honestly
a reliever pitcher for the Astros?
And I know my mom will probably hate me for this, since he is now actually a Yankee. I would have to say either one of these two pitchers would have been either Robertson or Canely. I would have found one of those two. I would have found out a way for either of those two, if they're going to make a trade like that, and still try to include Verlander. I would have included one of those. I would have had one of those guys. Wanted them to include one of those guys, and then maybe give up maybe a prospect and maybe like a 3rd or 4th round pick for the baseball draft.
Have they ever walked Altuve?
No, they haven't walked him.
Not this game. No.
He's been swinging. He's been hitting the ball, but it's been fouled or ground out.
And you saw the stat there, folks. Astros this game are 0 and 5 with runners. 0 for 5 with runners in scoring position.
So one thing I learned is that those are just numbers.
They're just numbers, yes, but they're
keeping track of the numbers.
They're keeping track of the numbers. It's usually pretty important. Sometimes it's a pretty important number.
Yeah. I would want Altuve to at least hit a base hit and have
to tie it up again.
To at least tie it up.
To pretty much make it a whole new ball game.
Yes. To give Todd a reason to stay up late. All right. 1-1 count. 2 outs. I hit a pitch to Altuve. Oh, another foul ball.
As long as
he keeps swinging like
Medea doesn't make a mistake, he's fine.
Yeah. Now, does this help the pitcher? Everyone cheering? Does that help? If anything, I think it adds more stress.
There's a lot of the times some pitchers pitch great under stress. Some pitchers pitch really great when the whole crowd's behind them. It just really depends on the pitcher.
Well, we're going to see what happens. Altuve.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Dang.
I may want to see a replay on that, maybe.
Uh-oh.
I want to see a replay on that.
I think they are.
I definitely want to see a replay on that.
So they think they might have gotten Altuve out on first.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck.
By a step. By a step.
Man.
Very nice, but a good effort by Altuve there to try to get on first, but just did not quite get there.
Right now we're losing 2-1. Top of the 7th coming up. So.
No, it should be the bottom.
No. I think it's this.
The visitors hit the top. The home team hits the bottom.
So it's bottom of the 7th then, isn't it?
It should be the bottom of the 7th because the Dodgers are about to come up.
Okay. Man.
Yes, it's going to be bottom of the 7th with the Dodgers coming up. It'll be interesting to see who they bring in.
Yeah, as far as pitcher-wise?
Who the Astros bring in is pitching-wise. So, sometimes with a pinch hitter, sometimes Verlander may be able to come back out. But we'll see what happens.
Mm-hmm. Oh, very, very stressful. We could have had a chance to score right then and there.
Very good chance to score.
We had 3 opportunities already.
But they have left that pitch nice and low on Altuve. Didn't give him anything hanging. If he gave Altuve anything hanging, that's when Altuve's eyes get really big. Most of the time, it's out of the park.
Because he was hitting the ball. He's hitting the ball. It hasn't been going the way that he wants to.
Exactly. And it's possible. The one possible thing is that the Dodgers could have seen what the Yankees did to Altuve.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the Yankee pitchers did not throw Altuve any fastballs.
Because that's what he's known to hit.
That's what he's known to hit. They throw him a lot of breaking balls, curveballs, a lot of off-speed pitch. I mean, it's just a lot of off-speed pitches. You know, they're figuring out how to... The Yankees figured out how to pitch to Altuve. Just like how the Yankees figured out how to hit off Keuchel.
Yeah.
They noticed that the way they normally stand in the batter's box wasn't doing anything. Keuchel kept striking them out. That's why the Yankees actually moved up in the batter's box and to hit Keuchel's ball before it got to the catcher's glove.
Because if he would have not gotten it, he would have gotten the score.
Yeah, it would have been tie ball game right now. And the Astros would still be up. I say, if you get a response out of this that they liked how we're... I mean,
Altuve's pissed.
What did he do?
He threw his hard hat.
He's just upset because
Nothing's working. He's doing his best.
Some of those hats, the hard hats, had like grease all over something.
Oh yeah.
Pine tar.
Why?
Because sometimes pine tar helps the grip on the bat.
Well, why would it be on the hat though?
Because they're grabbing the helmet, they're adjusting the helmet. That's something. You know, it's like sometimes with like your gloves and all that, you use a towel to put on the pine tar. But sometimes with the batting gloves or even the bare hands, some hitters still use their bare hands. But sometimes, you know, the pine tar is going to get on the glove. So when you take off your helmet, it's going to transfer from the glove to the helmet.
So it's not because they keep it on the helmet. It's coming from
They're
it's coming from the bat itself.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, man,
some of their hats look really greasy.
Yeah, they look like dirty helmets.
But like example, Puigs is still clean.
Yeah.
Puigs is a clean helmet. He uses batting gloves on his grip. And Musgrove is in for
Verlander.
So those guys that use that stuff is because they hit with their bare hands.
Yeah, sometimes they hit with their bare hands. Sometimes they still use the pine tar with their batting gloves on.
Pop up and Puig is PO'd.
Puig's upset because he probably know he may have just missed a home run. He knew he got too much underneath that, so he either missed a home run, or possibly even getting on base. I have to say, if you find out that people like on the podcast, whether listen to us broadcasting the game, I may come over tomorrow night and we just put it on Facebook Live or something. Just broadcast the game.
Yeah. Well, we can't broadcast the game itself. We can show us as we're watching it.
Yeah. Just broadcasting the game. They can put them on mute and boom.
Yeah. Possibly done. Yeah, bro. Possible.
That would be insane.
Yeah.
How did you find out about them charging the hookers?
Huh?
How did you find out about them charging a lot?
I think my mom actually looked it up, but we're not sure if my mom actually looked it up or just told me that she didn't want me going up in Houston.
That it was expensive.
Because she's kind of sore about, because she's a big Yankees fan and she's sore that
No, not really sore about that, but she's actually still worries about me a lot. So.
Yeah, well,
she said, no, don't go, it's a lot of money.
Which is a tragic mom thing to do, which is like.
Yeah. But
No, it is a lot of money.
it is a lot of money for parking. I mean, it's ridiculous.
I would have gone if it was like everything within the stadium. Like,
You should have taken the metro.
we could have, but I'm like, eh.
Yeah, we could have.
And then Todd saying, "Oh, hey man, I gotta go." But Todd, we're at the 13th inning.
The metro takes you from here, from the City Mall, all the way down.
Yeah. Yeah. So we have our mall here. I don't know if you've been in that direction. We have a mall here.
Yeah, I haven't been to San Francisco Mall.
We have a
We
bus
need to
stop.
learn how to ride the metro because of reasons like that.
Yeah.
I do not know how to ride it.
Just get on it.
Just get on
No,
it.
for real. No, just get on it because
You get lost.
They got
they're going to Houston. They got maps in there too.
yeah.
Because that's where they're going and what time that they're going, and then that's it. I think they stop at a certain time.
And
though,
each
too.
bus goes different routes.
Yeah.
Wait, you ask.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. Ah. Oh no.
That's no. It's gone. That's home run by the Dodgers. Peterson hits a solo shot to left field, makes the score 3-1 Dodgers.
They're all gonna start making home runs. Watch. He's like my money.
It's kind of been the bullpen's been kind of the Achilles heel for the Astros this postseason.
Oh boy.
So
So one of these days we should get up in the metro and go.
Yeah, we should.
Get lost.
Alright guys, give me 1 second. I'm gonna start another recording because I need to see how long this one is. So we'll be right back. I think they're taking out the picture.
yeah, they're taking out Musgrove.